implementation, verification, and publication. So we already know the entity strategy. We have compiled all the necessary information to implement the solutions, which are defined by three fundamental aspects: the scope, the timescale, and the resources. Okay, so the scope would be the features, functionalities that we want to include in our project. The timescale would be the period, the phases, the delivery plans, and the resources are going to be maybe the people involved, the budget involved, the servers, and so on. And obviously, any variation is going to mean a change in the delivery of the project. Okay, so we have to take into account if we change the resources, if we change the scope, or if we change anything here, we might not get the desired or the initially desired output. Okay, this could be something positive or negative depending on what happened throughout the implementation. So once a project has been defined, we're going to implement the solution. As we can see, there's a lot of work that we had to do before even implementing the solution. So first of all, we had several meetings where we saw the need to improve, and our company needed to find a software or something that could help them control and automate their processes. Once we've done this, we're going to start compiling all the key information. Okay, so how many processes do we want to implement? What are we expecting from this tool, and so on. So once we have all of this information, we have to analyze this data. We have to analyze this data and try to come to conclusions, okay, to what are the priorities and so on. So we have to start planning the project. We're going to have to define the scope, what tool we're going to use, what are the resources involved, the deadlines, and so on. And once we have all of this done, we're going to start with the implementation. Here we can see very briefly what would be the implementation phase. Okay, this would be three different things. It would be implementation, verification, and publication. The first thing we have to do is implement the processes, for example, and reports or whatever we're creating. As it says here, we must respect the established control points. We must keep the project director up to date with all the implementation process. And we're going to convert that document that we mentioned earlier into an automated process. After that, we're going to the verification phase. We're going to verify that everything works perfectly and that we actually have the director's approval. Okay, as it says here, during the verification phase, the functionalities are tested, all the bugs are corrected, and the project director is going to give their approval. Okay, this is done. This is exactly what we wanted. We're good to go. The project implementation has been completed. So once they've approved this, we can publish it. We can activate all these new features for the different users who are going to interact with them. Okay, so during the publication phase, the functionalities are going to be activated. The new features are going to be notified to all the users within the company. If they're external users or people from outside of the company, well, maybe we're going to do a marketing campaign or something so that people know that there's a new service available for them.